There's always a lot of drama going on in the NBA. What are you talking about? Storylines. Lakers finally win a game. They beat Memphis. They shut Ja Morant up. Boy, he's so mouthy. He just wears you out. LeBron James played well in his first game back. He's got an ongoing foot problem they're going to have to manage with minutes. Anthony Davis tweaked his shoulder, came out of the game, wasn't feeling good, came back in, wound up with 40 points in the Sunday night win. And Bronny James, who was told you're going to play every game in the NBA G League, scores 30 in his first true start for the South Breeze Lakers. He took 23 shots in 25 minutes. Give me the damn ball.
Wow.
He wound up with 30 points in that first game. Golden State, chemistry. This is interesting. They make the trade. We talked about this last Thursday. They make the trade to get Dennis Schroder, 18 points a game from the Brooklyn Nets. They got him for next to nothing. They got him by giving up an expiring contract of a player who's coming off surgery. They gave away 3 second-round draft picks. They get Dennis Schroder, who's going into the starting lineup. And if you think Draymond Green is mouthy, now he's got somebody that talks the same language, because Dennis Schroder, I think, he's a chemistry guy, and you're glad he's on your team. But if you had to play against him, you're probably really upset.
Right.
I think this is a great trade that could change the chemistry for the Golden State Warriors. Houston, they got all this raw talent. And Ime Udoka, the former Boston Celtics coach who's in his first year in Houston, he's doing a good job, but he's got a lot of young kids. And those young kids are yapping and having a good time and all that. He got fined $50,000 this past week for losing his mind, confronting referees for calls against his kids. But he went off on his kids over the weekend. He told his kids in a closed-door locker room meeting, from this moment forward, you have no friends on the floor. I don't want to see you socializing with the fellas wearing the other team's uniforms. He was really, really upset. And then there's Ja Morant. I don't know. Are you tired of the circus? I know you like French pastry and all that. Ja Morant walked down the bench in a game against Brooklyn, and he started yapping with the Brooklyn coach, and then he started barking at the Nets players on the bench. Almost led to a brawl on the floor. And Ja Morant just subscribes to a different set of rules in society. I mean, he's been in so much trouble off the floor, and he's had so many injuries. He's such a great individual talent, but he wears you out watching all this junk. And the Brooklyn coaching staff in a post-game press conference said, I've never seen this type of disrespect. Who the hell is he walking down the floor in front of our bench, MFing our coach, and pointing at the guy sitting on the bench in a Memphis win? Different breed of cat, no doubt about that. John, go ahead, talk basketball.
I'm thinking about Ja Morant, and there's been a lot of guys that have talked smack on the court, and the name that jumps out at me is Larry Bird. I mean, because he would go down and yell at the other team's bench and say, who you got guarding me this time, So this whole thing's been going on for a while. I like the how should I say, the entertainment value of all that, but you'd think that Ja Morant would be kind of taking a little bit of humble pie after everything he went through with the gun charges and all that other
and all the injuries.
Yeah. So you think he would kind of stay in his lane for at least a period of time. The other storyline, you didn't put it up here, but I want to ask you, there's been a lot of talk about the NBA TV ratings have been in serious decline. Yes. I mean, what's going on there?
They got all these different TV partners. You can't tell me what's on TV in the NBA tonight because there's 61 different channels and you got to subscribe to 38 of them to get access to. I think that's worked against Adam Silver. Now, maybe it's going to change with them leaving TBS and going to Amazon, and there'll only be 3 places where you can watch games. I think that's got something to do with it. The other thing is, I'm sorry, with apologies in advance. And by the way, you need to go practice your 3-point shot. So I saw you missing air balls when I came in. I think the other thing is the quality of the game kind of has really gone downhill. I mean, was it last night? Dallas Golden State. Did you hear about this? 143-133. Defense was optional.
Holy crap.
Nikola Jokic had 45 points in the game. Golden State was 27 of 53 on threes. All they're doing is coming down and launching. Defense. no longer in the vocabulary in the NBA. So to me, the game kind of looks like it's unwatchable. Now you get to the playoffs, you get the best teams. Maybe there's a lot more grit. So maybe that's got something to do with it. Season too long, too many bad teams in the NBA. I mean, you wouldn't break your leg trying to get to the TVs to watch the Portland Trailblazers or some of the really bad teams in pro basketball. So, your Washington Wizards with those draft picks lost 17 in a row. Like I'm saying, I think the game's freaking unwatchable a lot of times. And I like watching the Lakers, but that's not quality.
No, it's not. I mean, it's interesting because I follow the Aztecs almost religiously on basketball, and the defense is such a huge part of their game, and it's what makes the game entertaining.
Sure.
When you're able to get these, kind of, turnovers and breakaways and that sort of thing. Just two other quick comments. Number one is on the Warriors. I saw a stack ranking. It might have been in one of the NFL broadcasts that showed the top 10 franchise values. And the Golden State Warriors were one of the top 10. And this was amongst baseball, football, basketball, everything. I was shocked by that.
Well, it's the Splash Brothers. I mean, that great run they've had, it's safe to use the word dynasty, is it not?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe it might not be Red Auerbach's Boston Celtics dynasty, but I'll tell you what, the Splash Brothers, Curry, Clay, Steve Kerr, that's pretty good collection.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a shocker for me to see that. The other final comment I want to make is, did you see Stephen A. Smith and the free throw shootout with Kenny the Jet Smith? And I'd like to see you out there taking some free throw shots, see how you do against some of those guys.
I was a starting guard in high school.
Right on.
I could shoot the rock. Couldn't jump, but, slow but white. But
you're like Al Bundy of basketball.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's all things basketball. You got an opinion? Feel free, jump on board. Fans Forum chat box is open to talk hoops. We're going to know